Congratulations on receiving a Lifetime Achievement Emmy. What's that feel like?
Well, it feels great. I was surprised. I didn't see it coming. But I've said that journalism's a calling, and I found my calling, and it's a blessing to have others recognize it.
Not bad for a kid from the little town of Jasper, Minnesota. Jim first answered the call of journalism as a radio TV major at Minnesota's St. Cloud State.
I went to the college radio station when I was a junior and asked if I could get some practical experience. And they said, the only thing we've got is a color guy on the broadcast of the hockey team. I'd only seen a couple of hockey games before, but I said, what the heck, let's give it a try. And it was a great experience, because that's what journalism is you go out and you learn things and then you tell people what you learn.
Jim plunged into covering politics with his first job at WMT in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
And I was there in 1980, 79 and 80, during the build-up to the Iowa caucuses. And so I got lots of opportunities to cover politics. I interviewed Ronald Reagan, I interviewed Jerry Brown, I covered Ted Kennedy.
Jim's insightful political coverage led to a job at Wish TV in Indianapolis. There, he covered the State House and interviewed some of the biggest names in recent U.S. politics, like Barack Obama.
There haven't been too many states where the political establishment was on my side.
The first time I interviewed him, I was impressed. Obama gave direct answers to the questions I asked.
Trump, you talked to him before he was a politician.
Along with then State Republican Chairman Mike McDaniel, had the opportunity to roast Donald Trump.
Let me just close out here by explaining the haircut. It's simple, really. It's a comb over. Just look at it this way. This is how Dan Coates would look if he had $1 billion.
The story that probably generated the most buzz was one about the staging of a 2003 George W. Bush rally.
He appeared on stage with bleachers full of people behind him. Well, they were all instructed to take their neckties off. So I started asking questions and learned that it was a matter of staging. Brian Bosma was the Republican leader in the Indiana House at the time. He was the MC for the event, and we had him on stage wearing a necktie, then without a necktie when the president came out, and then we interviewed him immediately afterwards, and he had the necktie back on. But it triggered 1 million hits on our website, and it created a couple days worth of debate on cable TV.
Jim was on the air at Wish for 34 years.
So I'm Jim Shella at the State House.
But for some people, he's best known for his weekend review show on public broadcasting's WFYI.
I've run into people who had no idea that I worked at Wish TV. But were familiar with what I did for public broadcasting. I did 25 years worth of Friday programs. I think we taped over 1,300 of them.
You've worn more than a few hats. Not everybody knows your racing career.
For 15 years, I helped out the sports team and did interviews in the pits.
Since this story is about Jim, I'll give him something every reporter cherishes: the last word.
I've had the opportunity through this job to travel the country. I've been to 14 national political conventions, been in the White House, I've walked on the floor of Congress during session, got thrown out of the Pentagon at gunpoint.
There it is, the Shella laugh. Anybody that knows Shella knows the Shella laugh. What role has humor played in your work?
It's always been my goal to have fun at what I do. In politics, you deal with a lot of people who are very serious, sometimes too serious. You've got to find a way to teach people about what's going on in an enjoyable way. You have to bring humor to the game. Life is serious, but you don't have to take it seriously.
Congratulations, my friend. I'm looking forward to this induction ceremony.